this was Herschel Walker's first time of ever running for office, and he's also, yes, he's well known because he was a football hero at Georgia, but he hasn't lived in Georgia for most of his adult life, so he's kind of a new resident back here. And so, certainly if you're of an age where you were following Georgia football in 1980, yeah, Herschel is a hero to you. But if you're a younger voter, you don't have that kind of connection to him. And if you're one of the millions of people who's moved to Georgia over the last 40 years, you don't have that those kinds of maybe fond memories of Herschel. And because he's not run for office before, he's had problems presenting himself. He has avoided a lot of presentations. During the primary, where he easily defeated the opponents in the Republican primary, he was not meeting with the press, so he was not taking hard questions at that point. And even today, he doesn't have many press opportunities. And so, he's not taking advantage of what a lot of candidates would do for that free, or now often referred to as earned media, where you get the press to cover you. And what he's confronting right now is just a deluge of very critical ads of him, most of these operating under the theme of Herschel Walker versus the truth. And there seems to be a new one of these that comes out every week so far. And right now, as we're speaking, well, the Walker campaign is very short of money. They've closed down their television advertising. Now, I assume they'll get back up. But what the examining tells us is that they're not raising the big money or getting big donors to come in and support him, nor are they getting those clicks of voters who give $50, $100, $25. And the reason I think the reason he's not getting those is that the people who would be likely to make those contributions, a number of them are saying, I'm not sure he's ready to go to DC. I'm not sure that giving him money would be a good investment. So, yes, Walker began with tremendous name recognition. He swept the Republican primary, but now that he's in the big time facing an incumbent senator, he's not doing that well. And incumbents in this country usually do quite well. I mean, it is hard to knock off an incumbent. There's a saying in politics that voters don't hire challengers, but they might fire an incumbent if there's a reason to fire that incumbent. And right now, it doesn't look like that the Walker campaign has given enough voters a reason to think about wanting to fire Senator Warnock. Warnock ran a great campaign in 2020 when he initially got elected, and he's continued to run very effective ads. So, you know, President Biden is what we'd say is upside down in Georgia in terms of his popularity, and the disapproval rates are much higher than the approval rates, and often that is a sign that any member of the president's party is going to be in danger when it comes to re-election. So to some extent, Walker has distanced himself from the president. He's criticized the president on some issues. And if you notice in his ads, he doesn't talk about the president. Indeed, he talks about some of the things he himself has done or has tried to do. For example, his efforts to cap the price of insulin. Again, and he got that into this legislation with regard to at least the federal programs. Now, if your insurance is through a private company, yeah, you're not helped by that. But if it's through Medicare, Medicaid, then you are helped by this. And so he's got a strong record he can run on. And I think that's what he's doing primarily, rather than trying to run under the Biden flag. And indeed, the kind of ads that were being run against him were ones which criticized him, saying that he was too much Biden's person. Indeed, one of the ads which Herschel Walker did have up was Walker criticizing Warnock, saying he votes with President Biden 96% of the time. So yeah, the Biden unpopularity is a burden for Warnock, but right now he seems to be able to carry that burden. After 4 years as governor, Brian Kemp has a number of things he can point to which are widely popular in the state. So one of the things he takes great credit for, and governors do this, we expect this of them, is to attract new investment. So he's got 2 new vehicle manufacturing plants come to Georgia. He's able to give all taxpayers in Georgia a rebate. Everybody appreciates getting a few $100s back there. Raise the salaries for teachers as he promised he would do, so he can point to that and say, yes, I made the promise and I delivered on it. And then also all other state employees got in raises. And then again, does the governor directly control this? Absolutely not. But Georgia has had record unemployment rate right now. It's never been as low as it's been. So if you're looking for a job in Georgia, there are jobs out there looking to hire you. So he's got a lot of things he can point to and say, you know, you hired me 4 years ago. Now you're determined whether you're going to renew my contract, and I've delivered for you. So what Abrams has to do, and this is what any challenger has to do, is to make the incumbent the issue and to raise doubts in enough voters' minds that some set of those who voted for that individual 4 years ago, voted for the incumbent, now scratch their heads and say, now I've got new information. And based on that new information, I'm going to change my vote and vote for the challenger. So that is what she is trying to do. She has plenty of money to get her message out. But so far, pollings indicate that she has not connected with enough voters to achieve that.